It's time for a story from our book, Tales of Friendship with Winnie the Pooh. Each story happens here, in the 100-acre wood. Hello. Are you ready to meet Pooh and all his friends? Today, I'm going to be reading you I'll Be Seeing You. Have you ever missed a friend or relative? Someone who's gone away? You didn't realize until they'd gone that you'd missed them. Well, that's what happens in this story. Ready? The 100-acre wood was abuzz with more than bees. Everyone had been formally invited to Owl's for tea. There was something very important he wanted to tell them. Owl talked and talked and talked, but never got to the point. "Owl," Rabbit finally said, "what is the something very important you want to tell us?"
What indeed? Owl mumbled. "Oh, well, yes. My family reunion begins tomorrow. I shall be away for 1 week.
Rabbit was delighted.
No endless stories for a week,"
he exclaimed. "Think of what we'll get done," said Rabbit gleefully. He would be able to work without Owl talking non-stop about his grandmother's glorious gardens, which Owl was always doing. Piglet could concentrate on his painting, no Owl constantly analysing them. Pooh would be able to enjoy his honey without Owl lecturing him on the benefits of stoutness exercises. Kanga could bake in peace. Tigger and Roo wouldn't be stopped in their tracks to hear about the science of bouncing. And Eeyore wouldn't have to hear about the much grander homes of Owl's relatives. One day, after nearly a week had gone by, Rabbit was working in his garden. Just then, 2 pesky crows swooped in and began to peck at his plants. They had arrived soon after Owl had left, and now they bothered Rabbit every morning. "Shoo! Shoo!" Rabbit cried. After he managed to shoo the crows away, Rabbit thought for a moment. Perhaps when Owl was around, it was too noisy for the crows. "Well," said Rabbit out loud to himself, "imagine that." Owl being away was affecting everyone. Piglet felt his paintings were missing something. "Perhaps," said Piglet, "Owl telling stories while I paint makes my paintbrush tell better stories." Pooh felt his honey tasted a little less sweet without Owl around. Kanga found housework dull without his company. And now that Roo and Tigger could bounce without interruption, Roo got tired long before Tigger. Eeyore missed Owl.
"Seems like more work without the words,"
he sighed as he rebuilt his house. Everyone wondered when Owl would be home. Pooh didn't know if a week had gone by or even how long a week was. Pooh walked over to Owl's to see if he had returned. Everyone else was there too, but there was no sign of Owl.
"What if Owl decides he'd rather live with his relatives and never comes back?"
asked Rabbit. That was a terrible thought. Just then, Christopher Robin appeared, his wagon piled with presents, and walking beside him, talking up a storm, was Owl himself. Everyone smiled, and in some cases, bounced. "Welcome back, Owl!" they all shouted. Owl stopped talking. He was so touched by this greeting that he was something he had never been before. Speechless. "We thought you might have enjoyed your reunion so much that you wouldn't come back," said Pooh. Owl shook his head. "Oh, it was a splendid reunion," he said. "But stay with my family? No. They talk far too much." Owl's friends all laughed. They all missed Owl so much. What lovely friends. Ooh, hear that? Nearly bedtime in the 100-acre wood.
Now the day is nearly through, it's time for sleepy heads. But there's something we should do before we go to bed. First we get our PJs on, the ones that feel just right. Then we're going to brush our teeth all sparkly and white. Pick our favorite storybook and tuck our toys in tight. Don't forget that hug and kiss, then turn out the light. Snug as a bear can be, dreaming in a honey tree. Snug as a bear, yeah, yeah, snug as a bear can be. Oh, bother. Think, think, think. Let's go through our bedtime list. Got our PJs on?
Yes.
We've brushed our teeth?
Yes.
Read our storybook?
Yes.
Our toys tucked in?
Yes.
Then what did we miss? Oh, yes, that hug and kiss. Snug as a bear can be, dreaming in a honey tree. Snug as a bear, yeah, yeah. Snug as a bear can be. 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 Snug as a bear.